I'm Christina Costa and welcome to my Reiki Corner. And this week I want to talk to you about how to lose weight with Reiki. So like many of you, I'm sure, put on a few kilos or pounds during the pandemic. And so I've really been on a weight loss kick this year, and I wanted to share how, among many things, I've also been using Reiki to help me. And it's good. I've lost 6 kilos so far, so I'm very happy. So here are my 5 pointers how to lose weight with Reiki. Now, I just want to say that if you haven't been trained in Reiki, so if you haven't had an attunement to Reiki, you can still do this. But when I say Reiki, instead of connecting to Reiki, I want you to connect to simply imagine energy in the universe. And a good thing to imagine is love. So remember that feeling of love, like the tingly, the fuzzy. So connect to this lovely energy that's all around us in the universe and use that instead, because it's basically the same thing. So how to lose weight with Reiki. Number 1, connect to Reiki before you eat. So you might be thinking at what stage. So I'm talking about when you've got all the food on the plate, it's on the table, you've got your knife and fork ready, and you're about to take a bite. So before you do that, I want you to just take a minute, close your eyes, and you can place your hands above your food and just intend to send energy, Reiki energy or normal energy of the universe, to your plate of food. And just focus on the sensation in your palms or that sensation of love. And just stay like this for a couple of minutes. You'll notice yourself feel calmer. You'll notice your breathing slow. And this all helps us to be in a state where we can eat more mindfully. So that brings me to number 2, which is breathe. I don't know about you, but I have moments sometimes when I just want to eat everything and it's almost like I forget to breathe. So breathing is a really good idea before you start to eat. Probably a good idea generally, but particularly. So whilst you have your hands above the food, probably your breathing will slow down naturally. So a good thing to do is actually not change your breathing, but simply observe it. And observe your body, which does this all on its own. It's really so magnificent. So just observe the things that your body is doing, the movements, the chest going in and out, the breath. And this is so good because it really connects your mind to your body. And this is really the essence of mindfulness. You're connecting, you're not kind of trying to stuff everything down really quickly whilst looking at something on your phone. So number 1 is Reiki your food before you take a bite. Number 2 is breathe. Now number 3 is if you feel any resistance to numbers 1 and 2. Because we all know that one day you might wake up feeling all love and light and peace and love. But other days you might just think, this is a load of rubbish, I'm fed up with all this telling me what to do. And you might feel a really resistance to sitting down and doing this before you eat. So, and that's okay, absolutely okay. This is part of it. Reiki is not just for the days that you're feeling good. It's actually especially for the days that you're not feeling so good. So if you're feeling resistance to numbers 1 and 2, if you don't want to pause, if you don't want to breathe, this is a really good time to actually, instead of focusing on the food, focus on yourself. When I do this, I like to just place my hands over my heart as well. I feel that really just connects me to my heart center and to my body. And just ask yourself, how am I feeling? And then wait and just see if an answer kind of bubbles up from somewhere within you. And then once you get an answer, you can ask yourself another question, which is, what do you need? It may be something very simple. You might need a nap. You might need a break, you might need to go for a walk outside, you might be thirsty, or indeed you might need to eat. But it's really good to add in this step if you're feeling any resistance to pausing before you eat, because that's a pretty good sign that you're maybe eating for another reason, maybe because of your emotions, or we all have a lot of reasons why we eat other than the fact that we're actually hungry. So number 3, if you feel resistance, then ask yourself, how are you feeling and what do you need? Number 4, give yourself what you need. This sounds so simple, it's almost like, why do I have to say it? Because we don't. Often we ignore these feelings. We ignore the fact that we might need a break, that we might need more sleep, that we might need more water. We ignore them, and the more we ignore them, the more they build up, and then they come out in some kind of an explosion. So number 4, give yourself what you need. And then finally, number 5 is, I want you to figure out an I am statement that is in the present and is positive. To do with obviously losing weight, if that's what you want to do. You might even want to gain weight or have some other thing you want to improve around your eating habits. So obviously you can change this to your specific needs. But I am, that's in the present and it's positive, it has to be something that you believe. So if you choose, I am slim, but you're actually feeling really fat, it's not really going to help you that much, because you don't believe it yourself. So it might be better to say something like, I am choosing healthy foods, because you know that in this moment that's something you can actually do. Does that make sense? Another one is, I am making healthy eating choices. This is the one I wrote down earlier. So I am statements are really helpful, and the more you repeat them, the better. So I tend to repeat them in the morning and in the evening, which is when I do Reiki practice anyway. I like to start the day and finish the day with Reiki. So I like to put in whatever things I'm working on. And I love to do this technique because it changes worry to putting energy into what I want instead. So instead of having this worry, every time I wake up and look in the mirror, oh no, I'm really not looking very good, I don't fit these clothes anymore, these worries bring you down. So instead of that, you can actually figure out a statement that you can believe that's going to help. I am making healthy eating choices. And so you can start your day and finish your day with this statement instead. And it's very clever because it primes your brain to think about these things during the day. And because it's positive, you'll feel good about yourself, and then you get into this lovely positivity loop and it will improve. So I really hope that you found this helpful. Please comment below. I want to hear your feedback. I want to know about your journey. I want to know how it's going. And of course, if you want to find out more about Reiki, I would be very happy to impart knowledge to you, whether that's online, in person, in a one-to-one. So stay tuned. Remember to subscribe, and I'll see you next week.